Ladies and gentlemen, a bit of a final warning video here today. I cannot stress enough how important the next couple of days are, specifically today, but also the next couple of days, because the US election, by the way, is happening in 22 hours, and we know for a fact that the US election is generally not an instant thing, okay? It's not determined straight away. It will take, a day, maybe even a couple of days for the result to be finalized, depending on how close the election is. Maybe we'll know very, very soon. It's very hard to tell, unfortunately, because polls historically in the US elections have been very inaccurate, as we've seen in 2016 and in 2020. Support for Trump in those polls were dramatically undervalued in comparison to the reality. So polls are inaccurate. We don't really know how the election's going to go. But what we do know is that it's going to have major effects on financial markets. Kamala is pretty notably bearish on cryptocurrencies. Trump is more bullish. Obviously, what people say in their campaigns and what they actually do when they're in power is a very different story at times. So it's actually quite difficult to get a grasp about what exactly is going to occur. The market reacts very abnormally to things like this, but we do know there will be a reaction. Okay, the US election is a very big thing. It's happening tomorrow. So hold your horses. And this brings us to the weekly candle close. We know for a fact the Bitcoin weekly chart is incredibly important right now. We'll discuss that today. The problem is the election kind of distorts the importance of this weekly candle close. Right now, this weekly candle close looks absolutely terrible. Like, it couldn't be worse if it tried. But the problem is that a result of the US election, or is that a result of actual normal price action? And if it is a result of the US election, does that mean we should disregard the result? Okay, so lots to discuss today, but ultimately just a final warning. Pay close attention, buckle up. Don't really want to be making any major decisions right now. You want to be waiting here. I've said it the whole time, literally the whole time. All the way back from this video 1 week ago when Bitcoin first broke its channel formation and headed up to 74K, I said, pay attention, most are wrong about these charts. And I said, hey, look guys, everyone's saying this is a bullish breakout. Everyone's going absolutely ballistic. But you probably shouldn't be doing that just yet. Stay calm, stay grounded. We haven't seen the weekly candle close. We haven't seen the confirmation. We've seen massive stuff coming up this week. Have some bloody patience. And a lot of people have had a very stark reality check here, seeing the price roll over and now threatening to form a very dangerous double top formation. We'll discuss all of this today very briefly. Guys, before we get into it, Bitcoin ETH and Blowfin, the two exchanges I advertise on this YouTube channel. Go ahead and check them out with my links down below. You can get a 15% trading fee discount on Bitcoin ETH with my sign up link down below. I use Bitcoin ETH personally. I've advertised Bitcoin ETH for over a year. Blowfin is an alternative option. For whatever reason, if you don't like Bitcoin ETH, you can't get on there, go on Blowfin. The links are down below. Global non-KYC, very low in trading fees, hundreds of trading pairs. Check them out. And you will appreciate that, and you guys won't regret it. You'll get on a good exchange with good fees and good pairs. So check it out. Let's get into the content. Right, so weekly candle close, why is it so bloody important, and where is the important level? Well, we go back to 2021, and what we see is the 2021 all-time high is at 69,000. What we see is that the weekly chart rejection right here in March on the very candle that led to our all-time high was at 69,000, and the last weekly candle we saw was exactly at 69,000, which is why any price action we saw in the last week, I have not trusted fully. I've sit here on this YouTube channel, I've said over and over again, do not make macro decisions without macro confirmation. It's very clear that 69K is a macro level, given the fact that it stems back from 2021. It's very clear that macro level is offering macro resistance on the weekly chart specifically, given the two failed weekly candle closes above that level. And it's very clear that we have not seen a weekly candle close above that 69K level, and therefore the breakout was not valid, given the fact that the 69K level is above the breakout point of the channel, okay? So until we see the weekly chart close above 69K, Bitcoin is not actually in a confirmed macro breakout. It is in unconfirmed territory, unconfirmed price action. And that's exactly why we've seen the price roll over after testing the 74K level. Now, this is a bit concerning, and there's a few concerning things about it. Well, first and foremost, by the way, Bitcoin daily chart RSI is very, very important. We rejected from that level on the last three major moves. All of the rejections have stemmed from the weekly chart RSI resistance, so draw that up on your chart. But the good news is all three of the last major support retests, four of them actually, stem from the weekly chart support level on the daily chart. Sorry, the daily chart support level on the RSI. So both, the daily chart RSI resistance here in yellow that I'm circling and the support here in yellow that I'm circling are very, very important. The good news is, although we've rejected from 74K and we've got this double top formation potentially forming, we also do have very major daily chart RSI support, which we're approaching right now, that could save us on Bitcoin. Any drop we could see here could be eaten up very easily. We could maintain this upwards trend and we could go and attack 74K again. That is a possibility. The problem with the charts right now is that we do not have the macro confirmation. and we have massive degrees of uncertainty surrounding the US election. It's impossible to know what's going to happen in the US election, and it's impossible to know what the effects of what will happen will be. If Trump gets elected, what will happen? If Kamala gets elected, what will happen? People have inclinations, they have ideas, but I guarantee you, the Democrats and the Republicans have different ideas about the charts, different ideas about what the reaction to their candidate being elected would affect on the charts. There's many, many different things here. We can't really get an objective analysis. There's too much bias involved, especially when it comes to a short-term reaction, which is what we're talking about when we're discussing a simple weekly candle close. You know, what the long-term effect on the market that Trump may have might be very different to the short-term effect he has just being elected alone. There's very different layers to this. It's very, very nuanced, and it's very difficult to give a concrete blanket statement. Oh, this person is good and this person is bad. It's really not that simple. But right now, we look at these charts, we see Bitcoin approaching very, very major support at both around 65,000, which is all the way down here, which would be an equal low, and also the daily chart RSI. You know, very, very strong support levels here, but we also see a situation in which the same support zone that Bitcoin is being offered here, which is the source of optimism, is also in a bearish ascending channel structure on the RSI. So the structure that generally breaks down. That's quite concerning. You know, so there's a few things to be concerned about here. We look at Bitcoin in the short term. We see this pink support line in the process of breaking, looking very, very weak here after rolling over from a 74K all-time high retest in a bearish pennant formation. There's not really a lot to be optimistic about here in the short term. The only source of optimism is that, okay, yes, there is support. The problem is that support is built up within patterns of exhaustion that generally indicate bearishness. But the optimism is there is support of some sort, and the US election may just save the charts, okay? It may just be a holy grail God candle that sends Bitcoin to the upside if a certain election result occurs. That's kind of what we're hoping for here, because these charts are looking very, very sketchy. I mean, if the weekly candle closes like that, and the US election has no effect on the market, what you have is a really, really shit-looking weekly candle with a double top formation from all-time highs and a failed breakout with a fake out to the upside and Bitcoin threatening to enter a short-term downwards trend. That's not a situation we want to be in, especially after all the progress that Bitcoin has made in recent months to attach itself back to where it needs to be cyclically. We know for a fact that Bitcoin takes about 1,100 days to go from an all-time high to breaching that all-time high in the following cycle. This happened in the last two cycles, and right now, if we ignore the 74K top from March, it's exactly what's happening here, right? We're right back on track to where we need to be. We saw 7.5 months of consolidation, 7.5 months of brutal grinding to the sideways, people losing their minds of boredom, going into hibernation. And we really want that to be for something, right? We want to see Bitcoin break this macro structure to the upside. Unfortunately, at this point, it's not confirmed. And so this video is literally just to warn you here. Bitcoin's not in a breakout yet. Ethereum's not in a breakout yet. Ethereum is on support. You know, yeah, it's seen some good price action. It's seen a rounding bottom here, but it has not broken its critical resistance level, right? None of these charts are in active breakouts. So although we've seen massive hype on the charts, massive hype in the markets, massive hype among many, many YouTubers and people on crypto Twitter, nothing's actually happened here. Like, there's been no macro change whatsoever. All we have is a situation where, you know, anyone who has a brain who's looking at these charts is getting really, really uncomfortable, right? And biting their nails massively to the point in which they have no bloody fingers left because they've bitten off their fingers out of anxiety of the fact that we've got a bearish hammer candle going into a very, very polarizing US election. So I'm not saying sit here and be scared. I'm not saying that. I'm saying have some patience here, right? Wait for the storm to pass over the next couple of days or however long the US election takes, and then assess the situation after that, okay? Look at the charts when all of this is clear, when all of this madness has gone away, look at the situation, and then we can look at it objectively because there's no major catastrophic events that will be on the horizon at that point. Right now, this market is very fragile, very, very dodgy, and can move in a lot of unexpected ways. I personally am taking a step back from even short-term trading right now. I'm not interested in trading this market. I think the TA is going to be thrown out the window over the next couple of days with the weekly candle close and also the US election. That is the stance that I personally would suggest to a lot of people, but I can't tell you what to do. So right now, I'm still macro bullish. This is a macro bullish structure for now. We are in a macro bull market, technically speaking, as per the 4-year cycle. I'm not bearish in the charts, but I'm taking an educated move here and stepping back for a little while to see what happens. And that's what I would personally suggest, but I can't tell you what to do. So guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Before you end the video here, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. Comment anything. Put an emoji down there. Put anything. Say hello. Whatever it may be. Helps out the channel. Helps out the algorithm. I really appreciate that. Also, go ahead and check out these exchanges here, Bitfinex and Blowfin. If you need an exchange, and trust me, you do need an exchange, okay? You've got to buy and sell somehow. You can check out these ones, Bitfinex, Blowfin. My links are down below. Appreciate that. You're getting rewards and discounts by that as well. So there's something in it for you, and there's something in it for me as well, of course, to help out the channel. So check those out. And the last thing I'll mention, guys, is my VIP group on Telegram. I trade altcoins on there 4 or 5 times a week, generally 4 times a week. I post my trading plans in video format with my entry signals, my stop losses, my take profit places, everything you need in video format. With a group chat, you're getting access to a group chat on there as well with 125 members. So check that out if you're interested. I'll end the video there, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you soon.